And on that note, we're going to send it over to people who are always trying. Failing, but trying. And that's what matters. Coming up next is the beautiful, almost as sexy as pot as my co-pilot, Gayish boys.
When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
Yeah, thank you, two people. The podcast that has more tips than a go-go boy dancing for Mike.
Boy, that's a lot.
It's so much money.
I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today, hey, Kyle.
Hey, Mike.
We're in New Orleans.
Oh, my God.
We're live at Pride48 in New Orleans.
Yes, it is very nice to be here for the second day of the conference. So happy to be here.
So it's a tradition on Gayish that for our live shows, we do not reveal what our topic is going to be in advance. Y'all get to find out with a little audience participation moment. But first. Yeah. I was going to do this first. Yeah. So everybody in the audience and listening on the live stream, if you join the chat room through pride48.com, please post your gayest and straightest. We do that at the end of every episode, and we're going to have Dan choose a couple of them. If you're here, we'll have you tell us over the microphone, or we'll read it if it was on the chat.
Yeah.
I'll put all of them in the chat. If you're not here, we'll read it for you. Great.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, that's great. I support that. And now we have a little bit of swag we're going to hand out.
One thing about being perennially late to everything, we did not meet the deadline for putting the swag in the bags, so we're doing it the old-fashioned way and having our pup hand them out. What you are receiving is basically, it's just a door hanger, but on one side is our logo, and on the other side it says Portable Glory Hole.
Like most things, if you can fit your dick in it, it's a glory hole.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
I'm getting some comments that might be a little small. Just shove harder.
Good for you.
Also, we want to thank a couple of our listeners, Javier and Cian,
who traveled all the way from wherever they're from to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. I just want to show off a couple things that they gave me. I already did this a little bit during the opening show, but I got a Britney Spears doll.
It's Britney, bitch.
Which matches the t-shirt I'm wearing. I bought this for this recording right now. She still has her hair, which she won't in a little bit. I'm going to comb it a little bit and then give it a shave. And also, I think this is a compliment. I got press-on nails. I know. I think they looked at my nails and were like, that's shitty. You need press-on nails. I either need that or to get a manicure.
People have been generally complimentary about your nails, though. Like, people have stopped you and been like, oh, let me look at that, right?
Yeah, people are generally complimentary of me.
Yeah.
That's fitting.
Good for you.
Thank you. I think people compliment stuff that stands out, not necessarily because it's good. Like, people will say, like, if you have a crazy shirt on, they're going to say nice shirt, but they don't actually mean it. Is that just me? Is that just my paranoid brain?
I don't know. Where was I? I was wearing, I have an IMDb shirt from working there, and I had a dude at Costco stop me and yak my ear off about how awesome IMDb is. I'm like, dude, I don't work there no more. Like, why are we talking about this? Like he felt it was appropriate to just go, oh, that's a website I like, and chat with me.
You had a non-consensual discussion about IMDb.
Exactly. And then Cian and Javier, so the last few episodes, some recent episodes, I've been talking about how much I want to bang Data from Star Trek. I've
heard way too much about how you want to bang Data.
I think android sex might be great because he's going to be into it because it's just programming. You're an engineer, so you could reprogram him to be into you. Yeah, exactly. And I want to know, like, what does his android dick look like? Is it like, are there maybe multiple dicks you can choose from? And does he have a butthole? Like, I'm fascinated. Anyway, so they gave me a miniature Data from Star Trek figurine, which is great. I only see one dick in the package.
If you're into macro play, you could just shove it up inside yourself.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ow.
He's kind of pointy. I don't know. And then this piece of Soviet money, because I went to Russia last summer and talk about my experiences there and speaking a little bit of Russian. I don't know if you knew you were giving me an antique, but this is an antique. These were only printed in like the 30s and 40s. But
Shit, you're going to want to get that back. That was a sweet gesture.
But it's a 3 chervonca bill, which I guess is, it was worth like 3 ounces-ish of gold back in the day. It's pretty cool. If you want to check it out, let me know. I'll show it off. And you can look at this too.
My Britney Spears doll is an antique. It was made, in 1973. They foretold the coming of Britney Spears. We should have known.
Oh, great.
Mike, what are you wearing right now?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have, you mean besides the Bullshit is Bullshit t-shirt?
Oh, yeah. Available at the Gayish merch store. No, that's not what I was
I'm wearing John Ong Memorial Flashy Heels.
They are sparkly. They're stars. They have, how big is that heel?
I wouldn't want to put it in me. It's a girthy heel.
It's 4 inches and thick.
Like a can of corn.
Hot. Do you want to reveal our topic?
Sure, let's reveal our topic. So what we're going to do is a 1, 2, and on 3, Kyle's going to show you on the papers what our topic is for today. We want the audience to all say it in unison if possible. So are you ready for that? Great. I see nods. 1, 2, 3. Poppers. We're going to talk about poppers.
And
Big Fatty is doing a handstand and a cartwheel in the back of the room.
And that is not the last audience participation. Whenever we point at you, then you all are going to say poppers again. Okay? We're going to practice.
We do a head of poppers when you point at
We, no.
We'll say poppers first, and then poppers optional after that if you want to do them.
Are you doing poppers while we point? You can do whatever you want, and we support you. So make your own decision. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Poppers! All right. Stick with it. We appreciate you.
So one of the reasons behind doing this topic is just that, like, y'all do a lot of poppers here at Pride48. I don't know if you've noticed, but like at any given time, there are like multiple options in hiding in people's pants or whatever.
Don't I know it?
But also, I've done poppers exactly once. It was years and years and years ago, and my ex-husband actually had me try them, and I immediately got the worst headache of my entire life and just said, never again, not for me, and haven't.
Your ex-husband said that to you.
Yeah.
This is where I lose the crowd. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah. But I'm basically a poppers virgin because the chances are, I mean, that bitch loved to sail. There were probably discount poppers, and who knows if they were stale or whatever. People have said over and over again, well, you should just try them again. So
But that's
I'm
what
going
everyone said to me about beer. And I don't like beer. So I think if you don't end up liking them, then, I don't know, you're not allowed to be gay anymore, but you can still not do it.
Well, the big fear is, so Dan has procured a selection of poppers for me to try throughout the show, and there's a non-zero chance that I'm going to try them here in a few minutes when we get to the first segment, and I'll just be on the floor writhing in pain while y'all figure out what to do with the fucking show.
If you're looking forward to a one-man show, then you can just hope Mike passes out. I'm very interested to see how you do with this.
Aren't we all? It's going to be a journey.
Also, we're going to try to talk about poppers as we're doing them, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Kyle's doing them also?
Yes, I will be doing them. Yes. But I do them.
Yes, I will be doing them.
Yeah, I will be doing them. I also use them frequently during sex. Is that, I guess, you all like go out and like use them in the club, which that's like a new thing for me, because I just use them to make my butt better. Because of the wonderful things it does. I will talk more about it. I famously, because I've said it, have a tiny butthole, so I just
medically verified tiny butthole.
Have I explained what I don't know if I've explained this on the show in the past, but I had a doctor who was put her finger in, and she was like, "Huh, you have a tight sphincter." And I was like, oh my God, thank you. But that makes it like, so helpful things like poppers help me get there.
I suppose this is the part where we should say what are poppers.
Oh, right. For those that don't know, which is, I mean, maybe not the group here. Everyone here is pretty chill, but just in case anyone else listens to this, we'll define what it is.
Which is?
Oh, I have to do this?
I guess.
I don't know. They're like
little vials of pain. At least that was my experience the first time.
So they're illegal, so sold as like VCR cleaner, which Dan tried to correct me about once, but then I was right. So that's one of the few times that I got to correct him back. And you, I've mostly sniffed them. Apparently, Dan gave me a little bit of a popper overview as well, and I learned some things too. But you sniff them, helps you feel good. It's very short amount of time though, unlike other drugs and other things. It's very short, 1 to 2 minutes of you feel really great, you feel euphoric. For me, you feel turned on. Maybe not for you if you have a splitting headache. And then it also helps relax all the muscles in your body, which...
Your butthole's a muscle, kids, if you didn't know that.
Correction, the smooth muscles in your body, not all the muscles in your body.
Did we invite you, or did you just come?
You paid for me to come.
I wasn't there at the business meeting. We had to agree on that. So that's what poppers are, commonly used in the gay community. And just a little bit to educate you, Mike, I don't know if you all care about the history. Mike really likes history of things, which I don't know why.
Well, in this particular instance, why the fuck are they called poppers? Because what I think of are those little doodads with the string on the end of them, not tampons, but the they're smaller than tampons. But you pull the string and they explode like on New Year's or whatever. That's what I think of when you say poppers.
Yeah, so they are called poppers because originally they were a drug for heart conditions. Nowadays, I don't know if it's still good for your heart, but I don't know. But they were originally packaged in a small mesh-covered glass vial, and then they would crush it with your thumb and fingers, and then the aroma, like the vapors, would come from that, and that's what you would inhale. So they're not the liquid that we know today.
Oh, my dad was a state patrolman, and he had this little bag of stuff that he would use for like medical purposes when he was on crime scenes or whatever. And he had lots of like crush it and it would do XYZ. And I think smelling salts was one of them. Like, it's sort
Are you telling me your dad used poppers at crime scenes?
On other people.
Oh, okay. I guess that'd be nice. Here you go. Feel better.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So the pop is just like the whatever the container is on the inside cracking open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ampule.
The sound. What?
It's called an ampule.
Ampule.
Thanks for that interesting fact, Dan. I have
That's
to.
why I make the big bucks.
I have to try to keep Dan. He's getting a little bit too popular for my liking, so I have to try to keep him. I don't know what, away from fame.
There's
and
no mute button
On a short leash. Keep you on a short leash.
Oh no, he would like
be
that
into
too
that.
much. Okay. Yes, the poppers is the sound of the pop when you used to crunch it.
So, I did a little bit of research. I think it's important without trying to be the fun police. They're not without risks and they are illegal. So I'm going to talk about some of that during the episode. Mostly out of a sense of personal responsibility that we not be just like, hey, they're great, everybody do them, and then, I don't know, get sued or something. Nobody fucking listens, so whatever. But there is a slight addiction risk to poppers that's been documented, but it is relatively rare. And it's often abused by addicts in combination with other mind-altering chemicals. Severe consequences can arise, including asphyxia, neurologic dysfunction, carbon monoxide poisoning. If somebody's using vasodilators for erections, like Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra, don't use poppers because your heart is going to stop.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I know. And I think there are, like, when you get tested, there are signs in the room because they know their audience. It says, like, do not use poppers and Viagra. You will die.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And it's because erectile dysfunction drugs...
Granny disagrees.
I have a poster in an STI clinic that says otherwise.
And he has years of experience that say otherwise.
Posters are always right.
Erectile dysfunction drugs substantially lower your blood pressure, and poppers are another intense vasodilator, and that's why the combination is legal. It is your blood pressure goes so
Lethal?
low you don't have one anymore.
Did you say legal or lethal?
Lethal.
That's an important distinction.
Lethal. Side effects include headaches, increased intraocular pressure, which isn't as hot as it sounds.
What is that? Is that your eyeballs?
It's your eyeballs, yeah.
Your eyeballs get pressure?
Pressurized, yeah. And if you're at risk for glaucoma, it can cause issues. Side effects, let's see, blah, blah, blah. Sinusitis, respiratory allergic reactions. This is the grossest one. Crusty yellow skin lesions around your nose and lips.
Oh my God, I know about that. So one of the things you shouldn't do is touch it to things. Like, you want the vapors, not the actual liquid to touch you. So I've had, well, I don't know if other people call it, I call it popper nose. When you touch it to your nose and then it just your nose is like, hey, stop.
So speaking of stopping, here's let's do it.
Here are all the dangers. Now let's do it.
So the first one I've selected for you is a double Scorpio mystery fruit.
Okay.
So they released multiple fruit
Oh my God, you guys, I'm so
flavors.
nervous. My hands just got so sweaty.
Wait, they don't tell you what flavor you get. So
So it's
part of the fun is you have to guess what flavor it is.
There's too much mystery already.
Okay.
Wait,
so
okay, wait, what do I do? What do I
So
I mean, okay, first of all, let's talk about I'm gonna put it up to my nose, but not touch it.
Not touch it.
And then how is it a? Probably not, right?
Wow, wow.
Close.
So you'll put one finger over one nostril and then breathe in with the
Is that
other
like the
one.
advanced technique? Can I two-hand this?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can use your other hand to hold one nostril closed, but then you put it up to your nose without touching,
Okay.
and then inhale. And usually you switch sides. So I don't know if you just want to do one side, but then you.
Big Fatty says it's not allowed. I'll be kicked out of the conference if I don't do both sides. All right.
So you'll put it up to your nose. You'll breathe in. You'll feel great. It's going to be totally fine. You'll love it.
Okay, Dan.
What?
Have you
Stop
just been
doing
doing it?
poppers.
Something. There you go.
I'm shaking. I'm gonna spill poppers all over everything.
Okay.
So you don't want to touch the top with your fingers. Some of the enemies of poppers staying fresh are moisture, like body oils and oxygen. So you want to keep the cap on as much as you can. A lot of people stick their thumb over the top to stop the vapors from coming out, but you're risking the freshness of your poppers.
For those listening at home, I just did some. I feel good. I can get fucked right now. Anyone from the audience?
Any
No? Okay.
any guesses
Mike-
what flavor it is?
Heart palpitation? Is that
I think it's a little bit cherry. Wait, are you getting a headache right now? Because that's what you said last time.
my heart is pounding and I feel like I just told a bad joke because I'm turning bright red. I can feel it.
Keep breathing, Mike. Keep breathing.
Ooh, yeah. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Woo!
Mike has devolved into making noises because he's done talking for a little bit.
Oh, is all of my chair still visible? Holy crap.
Are you currently peeing?
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not. That was a lie.
I feel very dizzy.
Yeah.
I feel very dizzy. No headache yet. I feel like I could get a headache though, maybe. But it's like
But you don't
I have a
Don't try.
headache.
Yeah.
Having a real hard time thinking about dicks. Nope, there it is. Kind of tingly. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Okay. And y'all are a little fuzzy.
It's just
But it's sort of going away. Like the intense
Yeah.
rush part. I feel the blood straining from my face.
I think you all look cuter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
What flavor was that? Did we say?
we don't actually.
I have no idea.
Mystery flavor, meaning it was actually a mystery. They were like, here's poppers.
They just give you a bottle.
I think
I
it
went to
kind-
their booth at Dory and they're like, "Here you go."
I think it was kind of.
Do you often just do things people give you in random alleys?
You know,
Yes.
you know, I do.
Yes. Poppers, etc.
Okay, great.
I think it was some kind of cherry.
etc. means dicks.
etc. is dicks. I think it's cherry.
I think it's cherry too.
Cherry seems right.
Yeah, I know that was one of the flavors.
Cherry plus like pool chemicals, maybe.
They're so good for you. Okay. While you're dealing with yourself, I am going to talk a little bit about the data because that's what I always do, and today is no different. So I'm going to talk about the data on. Oh my God, you guys are on gay time. You're just a little bit slow to that, but you got there. What? Are
You're going to talk about data. Here's data.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm never too
Do you
poppered
even-
up to make dag jokes.
Do you,
so.
do you want to try again? Do you want to hit me, baby, one more time?
Yeah.
Wow. If you're new to our show, welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I looked up a couple studies, and all the people that did research, I think, don't totally get it, and they're jerks, because it doesn't like totally make sense to me, or I think they're trying to connect things that shouldn't necessarily be connected. So I'm going to not going to talk about too much about this one, but one of the studies was called
Like vibrators and the bathtub.
They don't mix.
Don't connect them.
Especially plug-in. Are there plug-in vibrators?
I bet there used to
Hitachi
be.
Magic Wand, yes.
Oh boy, this is why we bring Dan along. Hachi, is that like Tamagotchi for adults?
Sure.
Okay, so one
Is
of the
Tamagotchi something you shove inside yourself and it vibrates really, really hard?
you can shove anything inside you if you try hard enough.
True.
Okay, so one of the studies is called Longitudinal Patterns of Methamphetamine, Popper, and Cocaine Use and High-Risk Sexual Behavior Among a Cohort of San Francisco Men Who Have Sex with Men. So, like,
And who are the authors, Kyle?
I didn't write this one down.
Oh.
Probably Dr. Ruth. I only can think of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's the only name I can think. She probably wrote this.
Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
I think it's Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm pretty sure she authored this.
I'd watch those Ruths bang.
Ruths?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Ruth Westheimer. Like, just for science. I don't.
thought you
That's
would-
not hot. I just want to see it
I
happen.
thought you were talking about The Roots. I would watch The Roots bang, too.
Oh yeah. Maybe the Roots can bang the Ruths.
Wow. We're
Weirdest
so
porn
off the
video.
rails.
Oh, right. Okay. So back to the study
Yeah.
that Ruth Bader Ginsburg did. The fact that they're connecting meth, poppers, and cocaine use, to me, like, these are not all, like, these don't fit to me in the same category. I mean, technically, like, drugs, gay people use them sometimes, but, like...
I mean, shit that queers do, that's a category. If we were playing Pyramid, that's what I would say.
Yeah, it's just like, but meth is so different than poppers. Like, to put those in the same study, to me, feels just like it doesn't well represent what they are. And
My eyebrow is twitching. Is that a side effect?
I think that's just you. I don't think so.
Did you take your pills today, Mike?
I did, but for the rest of the day, any old little like random thing, I'm going to be like, oh god, was that
It's
the
the
poppers?
poppers?
Why am I so high anxiety?
Did I take my pills?
Yeah,
I think I did. Okay, that's unrelated. I actually think, like, back to the study. So the
Yes.
fact that they're putting all these together, to me, when I grew up, like, hearing all drugs are bad said that if you're going to do one, then you're like, you already did it. You fucked up, so you might as well do all of them, versus trying to educate people on, like, okay, like, maybe if you're young, don't smoke weed, but, like, you'll be fine. Versus, like, meth, like, really don't do meth, or, like, don't do heroin. Like, to have those categories, I think, are what we need to help educate people on. It's not just you're going to die from all of them. Like, let's tell people the real risks.
Which
from
we've talked
everything.
about it before on the show a little bit, like the DARE project of the 80s and 90s saying to kids that, like, if you smoke weed, you're going to be doing crystal meth tomorrow.
Yep.
Like, and that's just not true.
Yeah.
So then it leaves kids wondering, like, well, what else do you fucking lie to me about? Right?
Yeah, exactly. So the best study I could find, that I just wanted data. I didn't want the editorializing. This is a study. What I'm actually going to talk about is knowledge, attitude, and status of nitrate inhalants among men who have sex with men in Tianjin, China. This is a study from 2017, and it was written by Zhen Zhang, Li Zhang, Feng Zhu, and Zhen Li and Jai Jing.
So it's totally the United States.
This was Chinese researchers that were doing those studies, and that's exactly how you pronounce all their names. So they found that they call it rush there, and 64.
What a cute name.
I know.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, you get a little rush.
Yeah.
So 64% of people knew that rush could increase sexual pleasure, and 38.6% of the participants had used rush at some point.
Okay.
And that was so before they then, like, they did that study and got that data, and that was the information they were telling. And then when they did the background, they showed all this research that was like, if you use poppers, you are going to get HIV and AIDS, and we think they're connected. So, like, they didn't study that. So I don't like that. Again, they're, like, connecting something they didn't actually do as part of the study in all the background. And I found a lot of the connection between HIV and poppers, which I just don't think, if gay men tend to use something more often, you can probably connect anything with HIV, because it's correlation, not causation.
Right. Yeah.
One of the original...
Like listening to Britney, right? That doesn't make you gay. It's just a thing that gays do.
It makes you awesome. And then they did, though, give the background on other studies. Like, I just wanted the data. Other studies around the world, the numbers were actually anywhere from 25% to 63% of gays that had used poppers. So I think Japan was the highest percentage, and U.S. was 25 to 35%.
Wait, in Japan they use the most poppers?
Japan.
I don't know why that surprises me, but it really surprises me.
There's a reason they call it the poppers center of the world. That's not true. They've never said that. And so potentially one of the reasons that this happened, like that people are making this connection, is because there was a fucking jerk named Loritanen, who said that during the heyday...
So good with names.
Hey, that's, again, definitely how he pronounces it. During the heyday of poppers, I did not drink or use drugs. This is obviously anecdotal, but those of us who were clean and sober didn't use poppers didn't get sick. So it's like... And then he wrote this giant, like, it was under the guise of research that was just, like, opinions and anecdotes and, like, you know, the drug... Okay, well, maybe poppers don't cause AIDS, but they could, like, or they increase your use. So, and, you know, he was, like, practically yelling through this research study. So that was one of the first...
Did you already say the year? I mean, there was a period of time there where...
Mike, I did not.
With the HIV crisis was people were panicking, right? Like, people were dying and they were trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Oh my God, 1986.
Yeah, that's the time. That's the grasping at straws time of AIDS research, I think. Like, just trying to figure out...
Any fucking thing. Yeah.
Which is why we still can't donate blood, right? Like, because all of those policies came out of that time when we didn't understand what was going on.
There's some things...
It's time to do poppers. Great.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh. So Dan's taking his pants off.
Double Scorpio makes a special jock strap where you can store your poppers in a pretty little pouch in the front.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Oh, great. Okay.
So this is my favorite. It's
Of course you have a
Double
favorite.
Scorpio Black, which, well, you'll know what it smells like once you smell it.
I mean, I like him black, that's for sure.
Did you bring two? One for you? Oh, you're smelling
I'm
the
just
cap.
smelling the
I
cap,
thought you
yeah.
brought us
Okay.
one and then one for you.
You can finish up your segment while I'm doing this.
I don't remember what I was going to say. I'm just going to float away right now.
Great radio.
Thank you for the... I'm, like, nervous holding this because my hands are shaking because I'm... How you doing, Mike? Talk to me.
No.
Is this the part you... Oh, your face is so red again.
Thank you.
This is the part you warned me about, right? I may just need to say things for a little bit.
Yeah. What? That's like the last one minus cherry. Like, I don't...
Oh, I have no idea what that was.
Woo!
Leather.
Don't they all
Leather.
smell like leather? I mean, it's like
No.
what it is.
I've never wanted to be whipped so badly.
I feel like we might
Is that our raffle item?
Oh, there's a volunteer.
Maybe a little hot wax on the nipples.
Yeah, not too hot.
No, not too hot. Yeah.
Now you're just getting suggestions.
Oh,
What
do
now?
we have a topic for this segment? I don't know anymore.
Everything's hilarious.
Mike, did you want to tell us something?
Yeah,
Can
sure.
you tell
Hey.
us something.
So great, everybody. We just violated federal and state law. I'm going to talk about the legality of what's going on here. So,
For those that can't see us, we're not actually doing it. It's just staged. It's not real.
we're pretending.
We're pretending.
We're
This is
pretending.
all pretend. Those are filled with water. Dan, stop it. Oh my God, that's too long. Oh God.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, well, leave some for me. So, the FDA made the possession, use, or sale of amyl nitrate without a prescription illegal in the United States in 1969. So, smart gays that we are, we moved on to a different chemical. So we moved on to butyl nitrate, which then the FDA caught up with us and they made that illegal in 1988. And now most things are cyclohexyl nitrate. There are others out there, but most of them that are available on the market today is cyclohexyl nitrate. What?
Nitrate or nitrite?
Nitrite.
Thank you.
Great. Chemistry bitch.
I got a degree.
I know you do.
You have a degree in correcting us?
I do now, yeah.
Cyclohexyl nitrate. It has similar effects and is at least now legal and readily available in the United States, but a lot of people think it's just a matter of time before they catch up and ban that. Also,
I stopped listening like 2 minutes ago.
yeah,
Okay,
sure, that's
okay.
fine. What is it time to do more poppers?
No,
Because
no.
I need.
No,
I need
I'm coming
more
back to
break.
my chair. I'm in my body. I'm fine. Okay, keep going.
But
You're
there,
talking about history. Never mind. I'm gonna relax.
but there are a lot of states that have a lot more severe laws against this sort of thing. It's
Did you say? Sorry. Okay, now I'm like catching up to hearing you. Did you say they're not illegal in the U.S.?
So the FDA has made the possession, use, and sale of amyl nitrate and butyl nitrate illegal.
Okay, great. I'm
Nitrate.
caught up.
Nitrite. Fuck you, Dan. Fucking Dan. That's why we call him fucking Dan, by the way. Because he was doing this shit for the first 100 episodes. He'd call and leave us these long-ass voicemails about how we were fucking everything up. So he said, fine, come work for us. Not thinking that maybe he would shut up instead of taking us up on that. And here he sits. Yeah, there's... In Pennsylvania, it's a misdemeanor. In South Dakota, it's a misdemeanor. Some of the penalties that can be levied are like up to 3 years in prison, fines up to $25,000.
Can you imagine going to prison over poppers? Like, that's insane to me.
I'm an anxious wreck. I can imagine going to prison for a lot of things.
Do you have what's your biggest fear of going to prison for?
Shoplifting that I didn't actually commit.
Oh my God, every time I go through the TSA, I'm like, what are they going to catch? Like, I don't have anything, but I'm just like, I'm sure they like flag me because I have like a guilty face. And
Or like when they're doing the gunshot residue test. Have you ever had to have that done?
Yeah.
And I'm always like, well, let's see. I shot guns with my dad in 1997. Is that maybe still floating around on my person somewhere? And I'm going to end up in federal Pandu in the S prison. Ooh. More poppers. No. And then because we are in New Orleans here doing this live show, I thought that I would say that it's unclear to me whether they would be illegal here or not, because they definitely say butyl nitrite, isobutyl nitrite, secondary butyl nitrite, tertiary butyl nitrite, and mixtures containing butyl nitrite, isobutyl nitrite, secondary butyl nitrite, or tertiary butyl nitrite are unlawful in the state of Louisiana. So they didn't actually mention the cyclohexyl? Sex. I can't stop saying sex.
Sexy hexyl.
May or may not be illegal because they have a whole bunch of other laws about just inhaling things for fun.
What else can't I inhale?
Right. Well, so there's things like nitrous oxide, which is known as laughing gas. That's the shit that they put you on at the dentist.
Don't people like huff whipped cream things?
Yeah, so that's also whippets. They call that whippets. That's right.
It's nitrous oxide.
Nitrous oxide.
I worked at Baskin Robbins too. I got degrees in everything.
Here in Louisiana, it's up to $500, up to 6 months in prison, or both. And so I don't know. This is in that space of like everywhere wants it to be illegal, and it's more or less illegal depending on where you are. And why? Because the statistics on like people actually having issues, as long as they're not mixing it with erectile dysfunction drugs, Granny, then like they're probably fine. And maybe we should back off, because there are things that actually do really hurt people that really do need severe regulation. And let's not lump it all in one big bucket.
So what I said earlier?
What Kyle said earlier.
Okay, just checking.
Great.
You have no new opinions about that topic?
No. But I don't know. I'm kind of tired of talking about the law, but
I can talk about my next thing.
Okay, well, let's do poppers first then.
Should we just do a poppers trainer instead of everything else?
You mean the popper trainer videos? Okay.
So I had a conference call with work on Thursday. I'm like talking to like one of the directors in my organization, and Dan is starting research for the episode, and he starts playing this video unaware that his headphones weren't plugged in. So I'm on this conference call, and there's this like sexy music starting in the background, and this guy is like clearly taken aback, like what's going on there. And Dan said, thank God it was that video and not a different one, because apparently a lot of them start with like moaning and oh yeah.
Are you playing it now, or are we in a cave? What's happening?
Just a little background music, you know.
Well, I don't like this necessarily. Yeah, there are videos that are like it feels a little bit Dom subby. Like there's like a ton of different porn, and they play like, okay, take a hit now, hold 2, 3, 4, and then exhale.
Wait,
and then,
am I supposed to have been sniffing and holding?
Yeah,
Not yet.
you don't have
You're just
to.
a Popper's baby.
Yeah.
You just
in the
sniff it
future, as you're learning.
Okay.
Then you can like hold it in and then breathe it out. I think that makes like the effects greater.
Great. Okay.
Okay. Are we,
Hold it in.
Yeah. Are we ready? Are you ready for your?
I'm
third
as
one?
ready as I'm ever going to be. Yeah, let's.
I'm feeling sweaty.
Wait, aren't you always sweaty though?
I am always sweaty. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that.
You're just saying truth back things with my face whole.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, Dan. What's next on the Poppers agenda?
Oh, sure. So
We're
our
a little early, but that's okay.
Yeah, our next selection is Leather Eagle, which I bought.
That got applause.
One cheer from the crowd.
It's Big Fatty's favorite. He pulled me into the corner of the corner pocket, and we did some Leather Eagle my first night in NOLA, which was lovely because he knew I was a fan. This also happens to be the brand that the night that my daddy and I kind of...
We ran into you at Pride, or my roommate and I ran into you at Pride, and
Yeah.
you guys were like full on just shirtless, and
We were living our 70s fantasy. We were shirtless, dancing in the rain, huffing poppers.
Rolling
and
on
it was-
poppers. Is that a thing the kids say?
I mean,
on
we
the
were
dance
indoors.
floor.
It wasn't raining, but maybe you
Well,
thought it
it's
was.
It was raining outside. I have photos. I can prove it.
All right.
So Leather Eagle.
Leather Eagle.
And this bottle's
It's a bigger bottle, yeah.
Is there a reason?
Um,
Thank you. I was asking Dan.
I don't. And this is isobutyl nitrite. And
I can smell it from here. Is
yeah,
this one
so that's-
stronger?
well, it's a big bottle.
While I'm waiting
the
for the
surface temp.
puff puff give, be sure to get your gayest and straightest into the chat room. We're going to do that here in about 10 minutes.
Oh boy. I might dislike poppers after this. This is too much.
This is also the brand that I believe is in the drawer of the room I've been mostly staying in.
That was an allusion to anything. That's cool.
Okay. That one is actually different. That one smells less like the chemical room of a pool than the others do.
Yeah, this one is
Either I'm
making
getting
me-
used to it, like my nose is fucked, or that smells different.
Wait, better or worse?
Whoa, hold on.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle
Wow, I'm red. I can
You
feel
are-
it. I didn't.
much redder than before. I think
Someone give
Yeah.
Mike some ice water.
Yeah, actually, please, that would be really great.
Some ice water, please, for Mike.
Oh, Kyle, you're gonna have to talk now.
while you're in it, are you liking this or not liking this?
I can't. I'm glad that there's no headache. I mean, that was really important
Okay,
to me. I was
okay.
afraid of
Yeah.
like
So you-
instant migraine. I'm done. Like the show is over. Thank you so much, Mark. Do you want to make out again?
Oh, he turns around and runs back.
See me after 3:55 p.m. I have a slot that's going to open up for you.
I don't think I
that's
needed
so
the
great.
poppers to be turned on by that. Wait, okay, so
Thank you very much for the water. That helps.
I can't tell if you like this or not.
I think part of it's like the spectacle of it. Like there's a fuck ton of people in here, and I don't know.
You normally don't have this many people in the room when you have sex.
I'm normally not in touch with my genitals when I'm talking to people.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
Might as well.
I think could be fun.
Would you use it during sex, or would you try it? You would now. You said before you wouldn't use it. Would you try it again now?
I would try it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I would run out and buy some, but I'm no longer in the
After
space.
today, you won't have to.
I'm no longer in the space of like I've been offered them before and been like, fuck no.
When have you been offered them?
Like at hookups or
in the-
whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so maybe I won't just instantly say no. Maybe I'll consider it. You know
okay.
what I mean?
Okay. That's a step.
It's a step.
It's a different step.
The-
I'm not trying to like popper shame you. If you don't like them,
no.
don't do them.
Right.
But-
Yeah, we say that a lot, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're not into something sexy-wise, don't do it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Do what you're into. Don't do what you're not into.
Yeah.
And
But try stuff.
yeah, but try stuff.
You might like it.
My tongue
Speaking
feels
of
weird.
trying stuff, now that the cat's out of the bag, I'm gonna go put this bottle of Rush in our basket.
Oh yeah. So our basket for the raffle, you guys, there's going to be
A used thing of poppers.
oh, that one's not open yet.
Oh, not open. Oh, they would probably prefer it to be used, I would think.
No.
Okay. What I'm going to talk about
Yeah,
now,
do it. Talk about it.
we have an audience
question.
comment.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Someone just brought up an interesting point. I can't smell.
Oh.
So would I be able to do? I'm not going to do one. I'm just asking. No, I'm asking. Would a popper work on someone who couldn't smell?
I mean, I don't think you have to smell for it to go into your bloodstream via your nasal cavity,
Just has
which
to
is
kinda get in there?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I was just curious.
You can't smell?
Listen
I can't
to
smell
our
at all.
listen to our
Wow.
next episode where there's a correction from Dan. I don't know.
No.
There are female ones. In Europe, you can buy female ones. They're specifically male.
Female poppers?
We're getting,
Hendrik is saying that in Europe they market poppers to women, and that are they pink?
and it's 30% more expensive.
Exactly. Like pens for women.
Yep,
So we
pens
couldn't
for
write-
women. I love
We couldn't
pens
write
for women.
before, but now we have them.
I bought pens for women.
I kind of like pens for women too. I'm not gonna lie.
Hendrik, what's up?
I have a pink bottle at home that is mandarin smell, and it's a lower dosage for the ladies. So.
Okay. I just didn't know. I didn't know if it had anything to do with your smell. Like the things that if you pass out, they are supposed to wave under your nose and wake you up. Those don't work on me.
Oh,
So
then
I-
maybe this wouldn't. I mean,
yeah,
I would
I
imagine that's the same method of transmission or whatever.
Yeah, thank you for your question. We
I'm
don't know.
just curious.
This has been helpful for everyone. Okay, so something I have personally noticed and now can kind of confirm is that I think straight people found out about poppers. Like, I think a lot of times gay people are, like me, are so cool and hip that, like, we know things before everyone else. And now I've heard more and more straight people talking about using it. And I think I've told this story before. I was... it was around Pride, of course, and I was just hanging out like late night out at a friend's house. They're a mixture of gay people and straight people, and that was the first time I noticed straight people using them. So they were like started to. Oh wait, what's up?
Oh, I was just gonna give
Go-
my feedback. Though.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
didn't mean to interrupt you. I don't know about that. Like, I felt the same way, but straight people know about them and they party. Like, if you went to raves and stuff in the 90s, there were poppers. And it's just some people don't. My sister, who's actually an 80s kid, she graduated in 1984 from high school. So anyway, one time I was telling her about poppers and she didn't know what I was talking about. And then I explained them to her and she said, "Oh, like Rush?" And I said, "Yes." And she's like,
The band?
There were no, well, she was into them too, but she said, no, when we went to Magic Mountain for our high school trip, there were these two gay guys in our class, and when we went up the roller coaster, they were passing around Rush, and I tried them then, and she's like, it was really cool. So I was kind of under the impression, like you were, like, wow, straight people know about this. So that was long enough ago for me, but I'm sure it goes back still.
Yeah,
I think going to Magic Mountain on a trip is a great euphemism we should define. maybe involving poppers.
Dan, did you go to Magic Mountain on a trip last night?
No comment.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi.
So I remember quite a few years ago in Atlanta, when you said something a while ago about like the erectile medications and stuff.
Yeah.
I knew this guy, and he was a really, really, really sweet guy. And he went out on a business trip, and hey, he got lucky, Well, he also took along Viagra. And this was when Viagra was really kicking in and people were using it. And he used poppers.
Okay.
And he didn't wake up the next morning.
Oh, wow.
Fuck.
Man.
So it does. It will really kill you. Obviously.
Yeah.
You have to be very, very careful. So that's why a lot of times, especially in Atlanta, you have to be very careful when you go to parties or get around people that are doing poppers. Be very cognizant of what you have taken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't just jump to say, hey, for the experience. No, you have to know things before you actually commit.
Well, I think blanket statement in general, know what you have taken, right? And if you don't know how things mix, don't fucking mix them. But thank you. Yeah, your point's well taken.
And the only thing you should take from strangers is dicks.
So
that's my personal rule.
Every single show we take a break, and at our live shows we typically take a break and then do a shot together. Of course, for poppers, we're going to take a break and we're going to do
some poppers.
Jungle Juice Platinum, which is the favorite social huffing poppers of a fan of the show who I will not out.
Okay, great.
I didn't know. Whenever I go buy poppers, I'm like, I don't know, I want that one. Like, I didn't know there's so many different categories. You're giving me a look. Okay.
Girl.
I'll go. Can you go with me next time?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is also my big bro's favorite. So this is what I do when I'm with him.
So should we take a break?
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
That was the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do more. Okay, cool.
So are we back?
We're back.
Fuck.
Go. No, I have nothing to say.
Oh,
I don't know why I interrupted you.
We're going to do our gayest and straightest, but first, our website is gayishpodcast.com.
Oh, fuck, I have to say stuff.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media, I think.
Yes.
I think we're there.
Yeah, we're at Gayish Podcast on
You
everything.
thought you were going to pass out. Maybe it's me.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, is 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
I was going to bet money you couldn't do that after this match.
Yeah. Although I got my hand on my dick. I don't know why.
He does, I can confirm. Who's under there? Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com. Totally remember that part.
Yeah.
I'm doing better.
Doing so great.
Yeah, thank you. So if you haven't gotten in your gayest and straightest in the chat room, please do that now. So Mike, do you want to start?
Sure, I'll start. So I know that you like twofers. My gayest and straightest this week is drinking red beer as Gina and tonic. That was just a confluence of only straight guys drink red beer, right?
Yeah.
But in drag. But I'm not going to do that. So the gayest thing about me this week, I think it's a tie between how much underwear I packed for this trip, which is way more than anyone could possibly use in that amount of time, and how disappointed I was when Hot Kevin left.
That was gayest.
That's my gayest, yeah. The straightest thing about me this week, so I may or may not have gone home with somebody. Ooh. And I know how much you hate this, and I don't know why I think it's a straight thing, but I ate my contacts again. He went to the bathroom, and I'm like, my eyes hurt so bad, I need to take my contacts out. And then there was like nowhere to put them. And in my drunk ass state, I was like, I got to get rid of the evidence. So
we need to take you to
I know, I need an intervention.
Rehab or something. Don't stop doing that. Mike has done that many times.
Keep it up. Can we get on My Strange Addiction? Can we get press out of this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my God, could we get flavored contacts for you so it's okay?
Ooh, if my eyes could be strawberry, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, how about you?
Cherry, if you just
you put poppers in your eyes, don't do that.
Don't do that.
My gayest thing is walking around the other day in my bright rainbow shirt and my bright orange shorts. I think my shorts made it to some selfies, so thank you everyone for that.
I mean, I think it's pretty hard for you to wear anything that's gayer than you just are, and in that case, it worked out.
Thank you so much. And my straightest thing is I have, again, why do I talk about, you'll probably know way too much about me if you listen. I always sit down to pee. It's the better option. It's objectively better. It just makes more sense. It's less splashy. What
you can come to Europe. The rest can stay because people get pissy when you piss on the floor.
Oh, so okay. I'm being told in Europe everyone sits.
Oh,
it's a requirement.
You're a classy bitch, and you didn't even know it.
I'm so European.
Or a poopin'.
Oh boy. So the straightest thing about me is that I stood to pee like a man. I didn't even need to. I just did it by choice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you feel like
I felt powerful.
totes mask?
Yeah, I felt like I could be a CEO of a business.
Great. Yeah.
Because that's what men do.
So Dan, Gayest to straightest, we have some candidates out there?
Yeah. We've got Marat, Faye Driver, Joe's offered some up, and Casey and Denver have all offered up.
Okay.
All right, so we have about 5 minutes, so call people out one by one.
Joe, why don't you come up and tell us your gayest and straightest?
Joe in Dallas, everybody, for his gayest and straightest.
Well, the gayest thing I did this weekend was watch Blind Guy Jay pet the kitties at the Corner Pocket. And by pet the kitties, I mean the strippers' dicks.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have fun at a go-go bar, take a blind guy.
Oh my
Seriously,
God, yes.
Best advice I could ever give.
Yes. It's like he is the stripper whisperer. They just come right up. They will just sit there, and he can do whatever he needs to do.
I mean, he needs to see, right? He sees with his hands.
And Braille is a good thing. The straightest thing,
I'm just picturing him reading their abs. Like, your abs say hello.
I was picturing bumps on the dicks, and it was worrisome.
Oh, no.
It's amazing the things you can learn. The straightest thing is probably a toss-up between watching you talk to strippers and bro talk.
Does Mike get broy when he talks to strippers?
There was a stripper the other night that wanted to talk all about how awesome Elon Musk is. I mean, like,
was it Justin?
The little one.
Oh, the
Billy.
Okay. Yeah.
Muscle butt.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The Oompa Loompa.
Oh,
Stephen the gymnast. Yeah.
Yeah. That or just the whole vibe in the room at the Rawhide on Thursday, which totally.
Oh, there were straight people at the Rawhide, and there typically haven't been. And I know Big Fatty's really sad about how the Rawhide has changed. But okay, awesome. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Do you want to read Marat's?
Yeah.
So Marat's a big fan of ours. Lives in Russia.
Lives in Moscow.
Moscow. Yeah. And just came out to his mom recently.
Yeah.
He's the sweetest.
If you want to see his dick, join our Discord group. We have a nude selfies channel, and that boy posts his beautiful self on the daily, almost.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and thanks, Marat, for everything you've given us.
And so his gayest this week was he did it in a Marriott. And, and his straightest was shaking the guy's hand outside to say goodbye.
Thank you for this transaction, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah.
I love the talk after a hookup when you're like, you haven't exchanged words before, and you're like, so, what's your name? And you're like, you can just leave. We don't have to pretend to do this. I'm going to change my gayest thing to that.
Great.
Who else?
Casey in Denver?
Yeah.
Do you want to come up and tell us yours? Because it speaks to my heart. Yeah. I'm always tempted to do this, and I don't know if I should.
Oh.
Although at Palm Springs Resorts, it's already there.
So the straightest thing we did this weekend was Harley and I took a crescent wrench and a vice grip, and we added a diverter valve to the hotel shower.
Oh my God!
So then the gayest thing we could do.
Wait, that didn't make sense to me.
Listen for it. Yeah.
Am I not speaking in English?
No, you're good.
You're not speaking in Kyle.
The rest of it'll explain. Yeah.
Okay, Dan will tell me when I'm older.
I'll tell you later. And then the gayest thing we did was, of course, use that diverter to switch the water over to the shower shot.
I get it. I'm with you now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love that.
That's like the best use of straight technology I can think of.
Bringing your own hardware. That's
We just
sexy.
keep taking it off of there, though. Every time that the maid's going to come in, we're like, I see that. We don't know. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of wrench usage.
That's sexy.
Good wrenching.
Good. Thank you.
Also, I just wanted to mention Maximum Impact, the spray that's like poppers, only you spray it like into, I don't know, like cheesecloth or whatever. Washcloth, Fatty says. Okay. Cloth. Any kind of cloth. And then you kind of inhale it in the cloth.
Yeah.
Like
somebody could
chloroform
I know, I was
from
gonna
those
say,
movies,
yeah.
those film
Well,
noir
somebody
movies.
could like kind of stuff it in your mouth for you a little bit and make you, well, Mike, come over and try it later if you feel like it.
All right.
You'll get your gayest thing for next week. That'll be perfect.
So that's it. This has been Gayish. A special thank you to Pride48 and everybody here in New Orleans. We really appreciate all of your effort.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us, for putting up with us, and just being awesome.
Let's see. Who else do I want to thank? Nah, we thanked y'all. No, thank you. A special thank you to Tim in Alaska for doing my makeup as Gina Antonic.
Oh, it looks so good. I barely recognized you at first.
That was such a great surprise for Kyle and I. Like, we had no idea.
Yeah.
So that's it. This has been Gayish. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
Oh, you said
Don't
that
I
part.
say
You're right.
that?
I'm all puppered up. I'm sorry.
Puppered out. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you.
See you next week.
See you next week.